Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.
Hello and welcome to the Nirmal Talk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Ria Singh, technical analyst, currencies joining in. Ria, welcome to the show. Clearly, with what the RBI has done, a lot of measures that are coming in to boost consumer spending, they have maintained their status quo with regards to where rate cut is concerned, and an accommodative stance is what they have maintained so far. Clearly, with this view, how do you see the rupee moving from here on? Because again, today's session as well, we've seen levels of around 73.35 where the rupee ended against the dollar.
Thank you, Eril. So yes, if you look at the the overall measures that have been taken in by the RBI, I think uh, the market was already expecting that there won't be any rate cut that will be coming forth. Because it has already been stated that they'll get the RBI will get the rate cut on pause for some time. Now, if you look at the other measures, I think they have done a very good job. If they have done they have taken measures to boost the real estate sector. They have made the loans cheaper, and it was a very good stance where the RBI has come in and have bought in the state debt. The country debt was something else, but more get putting their foot forth with respect to the buying the state debt and getting their borrowing costs low will certainly aid into the the economy recovery. The main thing that will put forth with respect to the momentum in the rupee will definitely there is a current surplus that we are experiencing in recent month. I think that has put a quite pressure on the rupee to appreciate, but RBI has been buying up the dollar and curbing its somewhat strength against the dollar. The home currency is definitely under pressure with respect to the different factors that has been playing out simultaneously. So this has been what has been confusing the momentum of the rupee, and same we have seen the same has been reflected into the momentum as well, where we are not seeing the rupee depreciating or appreciating apart from the range that it has been falling up for I think past 2 months now. So I think going forward, the not only look out or not only the steps with respect to the RBI, but also the government, where government is quietly hooked on that the structural reforms will put in the this pick up the slump that we are seeing into the economy. They are relying too much onto it. I think there are other measures that the government has to put in forth in order to work out on the very low level, at a very domestic level, with respect to the farmers and such. Reforms should be brought in order to boost the actual ground level economy recovery. So going forward, I think if there is an unexpected surge, the inflation is already quite a high, and if there is an unexpected surge in the inflation, it can further put can push the rate cut further down the line. There is an expectation that a rate cut can come forth in December, but I think if there is a surge in the inflation, the rate cut can be pushed further. So, taking into consideration the overall factors, I think the rupee will definitely stay in a in a consolidation phase for at least another a month or so. You cannot expect
Right,
a wild momentum or wild swing in any of the direction. I think it will remain in a consolidation phase.
right. So with this, how are you seeing the dollar index move as well? Because it's managed to somewhere rebound from its recent lows of 93. And clearly, it's been probably flirting with those 93.3, 93.4 kind of levels. Do you think there is upside to levels of around 94, and that's where it could probably, meet the next hurdle?
Uh, as far as dollar index is concerned, I think there has been a bearish sentiment that has been going around in the dollar index. Playing on with the higher highs, I think it can test maximum 95. I'm not seeing it breaking off the 95 levels because there is a whole talks going around the US election, and US election is now a core factor that has been playing in. So there is there is possibility and rising likelihood of Joe Biden winning the US election, with the numbers, the expectation numbers coming in every now and then. So if that happens, we can see actually dollar index coming down. It can test the lows of 9089. So and if that happens, and there is a likelihood not only with Joe Biden winning the election, but also that there can be a vaccine that could come forth with respect to the coronavirus. So going forward, I don't see dollar index rising much as compared to it declining momentum. So I'm very much bearish on the dollar index right now. I think it can test 95 maximum on the higher highs if there is any a small news coming forth, or some small event that can put forth the dollar index on the higher highs, or on the global on the any global development or such that can aid in. But apart from that, I think there is a dollar index actually can come down.
Hmm.
Also with the the Fed has been working quite well, to into overall fiscal measures and such. It has also put forth around 170 billion into the corporate bonds. So even Fed is working quite right now towards the economic recovery there. But I think for now, the major part that will play out into the dollar index momentum, as well as into the strength of the dollar, would be the US election. And if Joe Biden's uh, really does win the election, I think dollar index can come down and can
Right.
test around 90 levels.
Right. So with this, if you go to see clearly, the pound and the euro is something as well. And that, I mean, they've continued to be driven by developments with regards to where Brexit negotiations go. Now, we have key deadlines looming in the talks. What is your outlook with regards to the British pound as well as the euro?
I think euro and pound uh, uh, are right now in a in a very tight zone, because if you look at the Euro, the ECB statements that have been coming in, so they are actually quite applauding that the finance that has been provided by the central banks and the government, that should continue. The even the ECB president have come in and has told that they'll continue to support the fiscal measures. The bigger question right now, or the biggest concern that is looming on the euro right now, is measures that have been put forth with respect to the the debt, with respect to the debt, or the state guarantees, or the schemes that have been put forth, actually comes in into the the clockwork of the economic recovery.
Mm.
So this is the biggest concern, whether it is it is actually getting into the clockwork of the economic recovery. And with the surge of infection that is going forward, and the numbers that have the economic recovery numbers that have been coming out from the eurozone countries, they are actually demanding more of the fiscal measures. So uh, I think the major concern that will be on the euro, that the ECB or the central banks does not pull out their hands before time when it comes to the fiscal measures. I think this is the part that will play on the the euro as such. But of course, the Brexit talks is something to quite consider. I think the headlines that it coming forth again and again, there is a development, there is not a development. The UK Prime Minister will be walking out if there is no such deal. I think this will create quite a volatility momentum into the Brexit. It will remain into the pound. It will remain in a in a very wide consolidation phase, but the momentum will be very volatile within those range, because the pound is not only getting affected with the the volatile stance that has, the shifting of the stance, reaching the deal, not reaching the deal. It is not only affected by the Brexit talks development, but it is also been with the poor performance of the UK economy, the numbers that it has posted into the August, and also with the now, Bank of England signaling that it will consider a negative rate. I think these factors are that will play out into the pound, into the pound in recent times. So I think the pound will actually post a volatile momentum into the coming sessions.
And overall, what are the strategies one should be looking at, Ria, from here on?
Just a second. I'll just share my screen. Let's look at the chart just to understand better. You can see my screen. Okay, now see, with all the factors that we have discussed into the rupee, so we are definitely seeing that rupee has been supporting a level of 73 12, 73 20 in every session. I think if there is any positive momentum that can happen above 73.45, it can definitely lead a momentum towards 73.56 and 73.70 on the higher side. But a breakdown of 73.75 is something that can push the rupee towards 73.20 and 73.15. So please play along with these levels into the coming session. Now, as far as JPY INR goes, I think it did close in on a red note, but it has maintained a support of a shorter moving average. I think, and closure on the higher highs is again signaling quite a bullish sentiment into the pair. Any open above 69, 68 should push the pair above 69.85. So I think buying above 69, 68 should be a strategy to go into the JPY INR. So buy above 69, 68 for a target of 69.85 and 70. Uh, Now, coming to the pound, I think pound and euro will be volatile, will be quite volatile. So one should consider. Just a second. So, though it did open on a very good note, it is showing quite a resistance on the higher side. By looking at the candle formation, it has closed on a flat and it has a upper shadow onto the candle form. So I think it is showing quite a resistance. But I think if there is a breakdown of the support of 95.50, it can again trade towards 95 levels. So 95.25, 95 levels. So look for a breakdown of 95.50 to go for a short into the pair for a target of 95.20, 95 for the coming session.